Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Today I'm going to talk about the 4 R's of retirement, ways that you can look at your retirement years. We recently did a survey here at 60andMe, and of the 4,000 women that replied, a large percentage of them, I think 72%, said that they were retired. So I think this article and this topic by Marcia Smalley is actually more relevant than ever. And I want to share with you the 4 R's that she says are your choices. Now, a lot of people, really do think about retirement for a long time. I personally have not retired, so it's not in my mindset in a way, but I do know that people think this year, this date, I'm going to retire, and then the door opens and it's like a new world, a new time. So Marcia has these 4 words that represent styles of retirement, and I think that you can mix and match them. You can actually start with one and then change but I think they're very useful, and maybe we'll give you some guidance as you're thinking about what is my life after retirement going to be like. There are there's no perfect formula, no like retirement model that we're suggesting that you take on. There are some general tendencies that we can talk about that might find you useful. So the 4 R's, how people can embrace the time of life in their retirement. The first is to relax. Now, relax, well, that's obvious. Just take it easy. All these years you've been working, maybe you've worked in a very physically, draining, straining job where you really just want a break. You just want to relax. This is the sort of honeymoon phase almost of retirement. Maybe we all do that, or everyone does that to start with, where you can actually, just let go. Maybe travel, maybe, do things for yourself, do all those massages or those body treatments, or lose some weight, or start a new exercise regime, things that are truly relaxing to you. And maybe it's something that's relaxing to you may not be relaxing to me. So again, it's very personal, but relaxing is the first sort of way or style of retirement that you can embrace. How many have done that one? Or how many started with that one? That like, oh, this is fun. I can just do whatever I like. I can relax, and then discovered, maybe I need to do one of the other R's, or at least maybe blend it with one of the other R's. And the second one is retooling. Retooling is where you basically say, okay, I've got this skill. I've done this job. I've worked in this environment. I've got these skills that I can share, but I need to tweak them. I need to tweak them to be more relevant to a stay-at-home situation where I'm not working for a company or working for, I've retired from that company, but I'm going to retool. I'm going to relearn something around my previous experience. A lot of people can do like consultancy work. If you want to continue working a little bit, I mean, you can still be retired technically, but but actually at the same time, do consultancy advising and just work by the hour. Make sure that you work that out very carefully as you go. But retooling can be that involvement of continuing working with a new twist. Taking your skills and twisting them into the future. By the way, there's a lot of technology now that's enabling that, and I'm sure all of you are very aware of some of it. That you can do things from home now, and you can do things to re-skill yourself in ways that you never could before. So you can share your gifts and your abilities when you're by volunteering. That's another option too you can do. So it's really lots of things are possible. Now, another one, the third one, is called re-engaging. Now, some people think, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. I don't want to, I didn't want to leave work. I didn't want to, maybe not even the money, but I wanted to be with friends. I wanted to be in an environment where I was doing something that I could do well. I have this ability that I've learned over 30, 40 years of working. And I just don't want to, give that up. I want to give back. Like I said, you can do this with a volunteering opportunity, but you can also do it just by, going into another non-profit or some kind of other business that is going to be able to let you engage yourself with that environment. Lots of businesses have like clubs and groups that meet after retirement where you can actually sort of mentor. And that's another thing you can do in that re-engagement model, is get back into the world of where you were, but by working with other people, mentoring other younger people or older people that are in the same role as you were. Share what you've learned, share what you've experienced, and maybe you go back to your former job. That re-engaging is another option in retirement is to go back and do a part-time model. I know I've talked to a lot of people here at 60andMe who have done that. They've retired and then they've decided they didn't want to stay out of the workplace completely, so they've actually gone back, but part-time, and really, really enjoying that, because then you can do the other ones, the relaxing and the retooling. You can do those while you're kind of re-engaging and earning some money. That's kind of the key thing if you didn't do the work to actually save and do that. So the other thing, the final one, is reconnecting, and this is, I think, the most challenging one. Well, not really most challenging, but it's the most of a clean start. It's like reconnecting with you, the person that you've always wanted to be. I mean, maybe you were a nurse, or you were a teacher, or you were an administrator, or you were an accountant, or a doctor, or you were a lawyer, or a counselor. I mean, all the different jobs that we could have had. And I think a lot of people in our community were teachers, and that's such a great sort of self-surrendering career to be in, because you're helping children and you're really building a future for families and children. But a lot of our women were nurses and worked in like social services, social workers. But retooling is, or sorry, reconnecting is the one that's actually where you start to say, okay, I did all that for everybody else. Now I'm going to reconnect with myself. I'm going to go back to my childhood. I'm going to look, what did I really love to do? What were my passions? Do I want to now reconnect with my writer side and do some writing? Do I want to write that book that I've always wanted to write but never had the time? Or do I want to run that marathon that I've always wanted to do but never had the time? You will, when you start reconnecting, and maybe this comes, as I'm reading and thinking this, I'm actually thinking through relaxing and like retooling, you actually might come to this. You might come to say, I really enjoy this new thing that I'm doing. I didn't think I would. I didn't think that this would be the thing I'd in retirement be passionate about. We have a supporters group here at 60andMe, our Patreon group. And we talk a lot about just personal things there. People are able to have a space to be a bit more personal. And a lot of our women are back into arts and crafts and painting. And things like diamond painting, quilting, things that take time and energy that you were not able to give it when you were in a work environment where you weren't or in a job. So that's another thing you can do in retirement, is reconnect with your artistic self, with your creative self, and do things that you really always wanted to do. I mean, this isn't one of my necklaces, but I was just thinking, as I was thinking about it, I bought this in Greece, by the way. I really love this necklace. I actually make jewelry now, and I do lots of scrapbooking and things with paper. And for me, that's not a full-time job, of course, and it doesn't have to be, but I actually love it. And I found that I'm reconnecting with my creative self that likes to make things and also do painting. I'm not a good painter, but I've learned some techniques that are pretty smudge-proof, and just the idea of getting your ideas in your mind, the creative urges in your mind, and putting them out into a piece of art or knitting or any kind of other work. But it doesn't have to be that either. It can be a reconnection with the self that wanted to travel. You had a list of 10 places that you always wanted to see in your life, the so-called bucket list, and you want to get out and do them. That's another way of reconnecting with your travel self, with the person that wants to travel. So that reconnecting is another another option of retirement that gives you a chance to just do what you love, do what you've always loved, reconnect with your child, with your the self that lived alongside the working you, and you always knew there'd be a time for them, and now that's time is here. So these are like 4 ideas: the reconnecting, retooling, relaxing, and re-engaging. Those are sort of the 4 themes that Marcia puts forward. I could tell you to go read the article, because she actually puts a lot of cool thoughts into this. And I think what's important, though, is to say that it's not all the same for everybody. We're not all going to want to retire in the same way. But what have you chosen? What's your retirement style? What are you doing? Are you still in the relaxing honeymoon phase, or are you just enjoying relaxing like, that's it? I'm going to do that forever. Are you in the retooling stage? Are you re-engaging? Or are you reconnecting? What's your one that you're focused on? I'd really like to hear your comments and see what you're doing in retirement. So thanks again for listening, for being here. If you like the video, please share it and make a comment below, because that gives TikTok the indication that people want to read this article or listen to this video, and they will spread it to other people. And that's kind of my goal, to share with the rest of the 60 plus women in our world. And we have a lot now. 150 countries are represented. We have about 500,000 women that come to our website every month. So we're so proud and happy that you have spoken up for yourselves and found a home here at 60andMe. And we will welcome you here always. Okay, everybody, well, take really good care. Have a fabulous day wherever you are, and know that you're loved. And yeah, take very, very good care. Stay strong and safe.